This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. I lend my voice to those who can't. It's time we tried, it's time we cared, it's time we stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles show, and it's Daniel Smrokowski, and I'm the founder and host of Special Chronicles. Our website, specialchronicles.com. We can stream our archives of over 750 episodes absolutely for free, and to follow Special Chronicles on social media, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, again, specialchronicles.com. This week on the Special Chronicles show, we're excited to have two returning guests, John and Mark Cronin, who are the co-founders of John's Crazy Socks, and they're celebrating 7 years of their business. So but you both your hands together as we welcome John and Mark back on Special Chronicles. Welcome back, John.
We're glad to be here, huh?
Thank you, Daniel.
Good to have you both back on, and I think I almost played the wrong button. So even after 15 years of podcasting, you sometimes still kind of might play the wrong thing.
Well, it's live, you know. Lots of things can happen live.
Absolutely. So I'm excited to have you both back on, and we connected when we were both in person in Chicago a couple, like 2-3 months ago at the International Law Enforcement Torch Fund Conference, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was good to see you
I'm really
in
great to see you.
person.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I'm sure some listeners may have heard the last time that you were on, and I forgot exactly which episode that was because it's after 15 years. It's hard to remember which episode and which episode gets on. But for any new listeners, why don't you both reintroduce yourself to our listeners and tell us, John, what disability you were diagnosed with, and then Mark, tell us a little bit about John's backstory of when he was first diagnosed.
John, do you want to introduce us?
Yeah, Dad. My name is John, and then my partner, my dad, Mark. We are John's Crazy Socks.
John's Crazy Socks. What's our mission?
I spread happiness.
Spreading happiness, right? So that's our business. We run, we call it a social enterprise. It's a slightly different type of business model. We have both a social mission and a business mission,
Right.
and they feed off of each other. That's pretty good, huh?
I feel good, Dad.
And the two of you have something in common,
Yes.
many things in common, but one of them is you're both Special Olympic athletes.
Yes. I love Special Olympics.
How long have you been competing in Special Olympics, Daniel?
So I've probably 18, 19 years now.
Oh,
Wow.
John started when he was 5 years old, and has been doing it now for 22 years.
It has been.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
But so John's Crazy Socks, we started 7 years ago in December of 2016. And where were you back then?
I was at Huntington High School. I'm going to be my last year of school.
So John got some extra years in school.
Yes.
And that was going to be his last year. So you were like everybody else trying to figure out, what do I do when school is done? And what were you looking at?
I like a job, program, and school. I can't find a great option I don't like.
And you know how this is, Daniel.
Yeah.
There just aren't enough good opportunities for people with different abilities. Only 1 in 5 people with a disability is employed in this country. It's awful.
Right.
But John here, he's a natural entrepreneur.
Yes, I am.
You know, entrepreneurs are people who see a problem and turn that into an opportunity.
Right.
You didn't see a job you wanted. What'd you say?
I said, I want to create one. I want to make one. And I told my dad, I want to go binge with him. A nice father and son being together.
Right? If you didn't see a job, I'll make one. We'll create a business.
Absolutely.
That was pretty cool. And Daniel, I'm a lucky man.
That's you, Dad.
Yes, I've got 3 sons, and this is one I can work with.
Yeah, they am.
So then we had to figure out, well, what type of business would we go into? And John here had a lot of ideas.
I do. I was smoking my ears.
Smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah.
Not all of them were great ideas. What was one of your ideas?
One of it, a food truck. I got an idea from a movie called Chef and John Favreau. It's a neat movie about a father and son buying a food truck.
So this seemed like a fun idea, right? You've eaten at a food truck. Everyone out there is eating from
Yeah,
food
I love
trucks.
hot dog, Dad.
You're big on the hot dogs, huh?
Yeah, Dad.
So we're trying to think, what could we make? Where would we put it? You know? But we ran into a problem.
Oh, we can't cook.
Yeah, we can't cook.
That's a problem, Dad.
So it wasn't going to be a food truck. But then, right before Thanksgiving, John had his eureka
I have
moment.
brilliant idea, Dad.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah, they did. I want to sell crazy socks. Wild socks. It's fun. It's colorful. It's creative. It's always let me be me. I want crazy socks my whole life.
We used to drive around looking for these socks for John.
Yes.
So we figured this. If he loved them that much, surely other people would too. And we could find our tribe. So we decided to go what you could call the lean startup route. We didn't prepare a detailed business plan. We didn't need everything to be perfect. We wanted to get something up and running, and customers would let us know if this was a good idea. So you already had the name.
Yeah, Dad. I come by a name. onto a website. I come ideas.
So we built a website, got a little bit of inventory. The only marketing we did was to set up a Facebook page, and I would take out my cell phone, and we made videos. And who was in those videos?
I am. I talk about socks, Dad. And Dad, guess what?
Right.
I had a kid phrase. It is socks, and more socks.
Socks.
That's my dad.
And we noticed people started sharing those videos. And what day did we open?
We opened on Friday, December 9th, 2016.
And we didn't know what to expect.
Right.
But that first day, we got 42 orders.
Oh.
And most of them were local. We lived in the town of Huntington. You were in
I went
Huntington
to
High School.
I love Huntington.
We had temporary office space there. So how did we deliver those first orders?
Our home delivery.
We got red boxes.
A red box, yep.
Put the socks in the box.
Yes, I love socks.
We added a thank you note from John and some candy. What candy did we put in?
100 Kisses.
Hershey's Kisses.
I love
And
100
we
Kisses.
loaded up the car and drove around, and you knocked on doors delivering socks.
Get that. At that, guess what?
What?
Knock, knock.
How did customers respond?
Customers love the socks. And take a picture with me, the sock, and the customer. And share it on social media. Or would I get a spread?
Right. We had customers ordering again just to get John to come back to their door. So it was great fun. There were some, funny moments, just the two of us. So there were some nights we were out after 10 o'clock at night. John knocking on doors.
Knock, 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 Dad.
Just John with your socks.
Don't shoot me.
Awesome.
So by the end of that month, we had shipped, in really 2 weeks, 452 orders. And we knew we had something. We knew we could grow this business. We didn't know how fast, we didn't know how big it would grow. But we knew we had something. And because you learn by doing. So we had learned, one,
people want to buy socks. And two, people want to buy socks from me.
they wanted to buy from John,
Yes.
right? They liked the personal touch of the thank you note and the candy and the home delivery. They liked the fact we had already pledged 5% of our earnings to the Special Olympics. Right? And why the Special Olympics?
I am a Special Olympic athlete.
And something that surprised us. We got a very emotional response from people because they saw a young man with Down syndrome starting his own business. And you know this from your podcasting. You learn by doing.
Yeah.
There are things you learn, you can only learn by doing. So we learned that this young man,
This is old man.
this old guy, we can sell socks.
You old that.
So that's how we got started. That
Awesome.
was 7 years ago.
Awesome. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about how you came up with the name John's Crazy Socks, and then a little bit more about how many socks you offer and all the different types of.
Well, I suggested Mark's Murray socks. John was insistent his name was going to be in.
I know.
And he used to refer to them as his crazy socks. So that's where the name came from. And John's face is on everything around here.
Yeah, I love my face.
You got a good face. But today, where are we at today? Well, how many different socks do we have?
We have 4,000 different kinds of socks. That it really makes me. I am the world's largest sock store.
So 4,000 different socks. We've now shipped over 440,000 packages to 88 different countries. We've been able to create 34 jobs. 22 of those are held by people with different abilities. And we've raised now over $700,000 for our charity partners. But as you like to say, John.
I just said that.
What?
We should get started.
Just getting started.
Awesome. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about the full pillows, inspiration, giving back, socks that you love, and gratitude?
So, what's our mission?
Spread happiness.
You got to know what you're about. And that's what we're about. And John was talking about that from day one. He wanted to sell socks, and socks would make people happy.
Absolutely.
And what do you say are the keys to happiness?
I only manage that is gratitude and do for others.
And that really drives everything we do. Now, we've built the business on 5 pillars.
Yep.
Inspiration and hope.
Inspiration and hope. Give it back. Fun product you can love. Make it personal. And my point is
Make this a great
makes it great place to work.
Great place to work. So, if we want to spread happiness, we have to start at home. People here have to be happy with their jobs. We have to make this a place where people feel respected and valued, and they can do their work, do their best work. So we spend a lot of time making that happen, making it personal. We're not chasing transactions. We're not chasing sales. We're looking to build relationships with customers. So to this day, every package still gets a thank you note in candy. And in fact, if you place an order, if we get an order between our office and home, what are you doing?
They're doing home deliveries.
Still doing home deliveries.
Wow, awesome.
If you call our office, you don't get voice trail. You're going to talk to a human. We're going to have a real conversation. We're always looking to connect with our customers. They are the heroes of our story. They're the ones that make it possible for us to employ people with different abilities, for making us possible to give back. So making it personal is very important.
Absolutely.
And then fun products you can love. At its core, we got to have the goods. We have to have a great website. The products have to be great, right? We got to have great socks.
Absolutely.
We have over 30,000 5-star reviews.
Oh, wow.
The selection has to be great. We have more selection than anybody else. And the service has to be great. We do same-day shipping. We do better shipping than Amazon. And Jeff Bezos over at Amazon, He's not putting a thank you note and candy in those packages.
I do that.
You do.
Awesome.
But then, the two biggest pillars for us, there's giving back, which is all about gratitude. We're so fortunate to get to do what we do. And it's not enough to just sell stuff. So we start by pledging 5% of our earnings to the Special Olympics. But we've gone on to create socks and products that raise awareness, celebrate causes, and raise money for those causes. So what were the first awareness socks we
Our
created?
very first one is a Down syndrome awareness socks.
Down syndrome awareness socks. Those celebrate people with Down syndrome. And they raise money for the National Down Syndrome Society. We have autism-themed socks and Williams syndrome-themed socks, cerebral palsy.
Yes.
We have pet rescue socks.
Yeah,
Work with North
yeah,
Shore
we do.
Animal League.
And I also got a healthcare superhero sock.
Healthcare superhero socks that raised over $50,000 for frontline workers.
Yes.
We sponsor an autism can-do scholarship. So that giving back is it's an upfront promise to our customers. And they know when they buy from us, they are part of that. They make that happen. But the most important pillar is inspiration and hope. We want to show the world what people with different abilities can do. So we start with John.
Yes, Dad.
You have Down syndrome.
Yes, I do. Oh, I have Down syndrome. Down it from another homing back.
Never holds you back.
Just like that.
And we don't put John in the back.
Nope. I could be I'll be in the front. I am the face of the business. I am a face of the company.
So we hire people with different abilities. More than half of our colleagues have a different ability. And we want to show the world. So we create content on our social media platforms. We host tours. We've had more than 2,000 people come through our operation. We host work groups from social service agencies and schools. Plus, we do a lot of speaking engagements.
Yeah,
I know you do some too. We travel the country speaking to groups, large and small. Recently, we're down near Philadelphia, then we're in Pennsylvania, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
After the new year, we're going to Nashville. Then we're going to Indiana. It's all to show what people with different abilities can do. And we do advocacy work. Because of the business, people will listen to us. And that creates an obligation for us to speak up. So we've testified twice before the U.S. Congress. Nowadays, we have to add, we were not subpoenaed. We went voluntarily. We've spoken twice at the United Nations. We routinely meet with legislative officials to stand up for the rights of people with different abilities. So you roll all that up and you get John's Crazy Socks.
Awesome. Can you guys mentioned a little bit about your mission a little bit earlier, but can you tell us a little bit more about your mission of spreading happiness and
well, that's what drives us, right?
Yes,
spreading happiness, and it's doing for others and gratitude, and it affects everything we do. Our budget decisions, our how we allocate resources, how we paint the walls.
It's really pitiful.
There's enough misery in the world.
Right.
Let's go out and share some joy.
Awesome. And you mentioned that you give back to your charity partners like Special Olympics and the National Down Syndrome Society. Why did you guys decide to partner with these?
Well, Special Olympics is easy. What sports do you play?
I play basketball, track and field, soccer. Basketball, track and field, soccer, and snowshoe.
Right? You know how great Special Olympics are. John, you've learned so much in Special
Yeah,
Olympics.
I love Special Olympics.
If there were no Special Olympics, there would be no John's Crazy Socks.
Right.
What are some of the things you've learned?
I learned sportsmanship. I'm gonna be quit. And I learned how to fall if that can begin.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
You learn how to be coached.
Yeah, how to be
You
coached.
learn teamwork.
Yeah.
John has benefited so much from Special Olympics. A number of our colleagues are Special Olympic athletes. I'm a Special Olympic coach.
Yes, you and Daddy.
Yeah, you love that, don't you?
I love it.
So we want to show our appreciation, and that's why we give back there.
Yes.
This is the cool thing there, Daniel. John has now donated over $130,000 to the Special Olympics, more than any Special Olympic athlete has done.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so much that I think that Special Olympics has taught us athletes, and there's so much that we can do to give back to them for what they do for us athletes.
Yeah. We're so fortunate about this.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go and take a short break, and when we come back, we will get into your anniversary of John's Crazy Socks and your plans for the future as well. So we'll be right back with John and Mark from John's Crazy Socks after this short break. Support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. As an independent public media podcast, Special Chronicles will always be there for you. Now we're asking you to be there for us. As a nonprofit independent media organization, we can only make programs like Special Chronicles with listener support. Our programs provide weekly, candid, honest, and inspiring conversations about the people with disabilities community that creates awareness, support, and advocacy within each week's episode. Listeners tell us our shows are an enjoyable and necessary podcast for the intellectual and developmental disability community and everyone else who is able to listen to stories about life from a different angle. Please, if you and your family love our weekly podcasts, make a one-time, monthly, or annual gift of thanks today. Support this podcast at specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give. Support for Special Chronicles comes from ComEd. Special Chronicles is proud to partner with the ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program. The Energy Force is the country's first energy efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. ComEd is powering lives, and Wary is powering us here at Special Chronicles to keep the lights on and our technology is powered on. As ComEd powers the lives of us, they are literally giving a voice to people with special needs. We thank ComEd for the generous support of our mission at Special Chronicles. Learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd. That's specialchronicles.com/ComEd. Support for Special Chronicles comes from United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group. Special Chronicles is proud to partner with United Airlines and the Bridge BLG. Bridge BLG is committed to being an ally for all employees and customers with disabilities. Bridge helps to create internal awareness to keep accessibility needs in mind and partner with key organizations to empower disability inclusion for employment and travel. Bridge, connecting people of all abilities. Book your travel today on United.com or on the award-winning United app. Learn more on United's commitment to disability inclusion for employment and travel at specialchronicles.com/United. That's specialchronicles.com/United. And go back. So it was great in the
First, hey, people, you
Yep.
got to come out and support Daniel and Special Chronicles, right?
Yeah.
You love Special Chronicles.
I love a Special Chronicles.
Please come out and support Daniel.
And please support Daniel, please.
Thanks. Yeah, and near the end of the show, we'll let people know about our new merch stole. So like the sweater that I'm
Oh,
wearing.
neat. Nice.
SpecialChronicles.com/shop. If any of you guys, if you'll just listen to the audio, go check out the video on YouTube and you can see this. Anyways, so it was good to get a good introduction in the first half of the program. But now we're going to kind of move into where you guys are now today. And so can you tell us a little bit about how you are celebrating being around for 7 years of John's Crazy Socks and
Well, in keeping with who we are, we had a party, right?
Yeah, we did.
We throw open our warehouse one day a year to the public, and we had a pop-up shop and an anniversary party. It was our way of saying thank you. We invited people in. We had music.
We had Santa Claus.
We had Santa Claus. We had gifts and giving things away to people. It was a great celebration. And people got to come out and meet John and our sock wranglers. Got to see the world's largest sock store.
Yes.
It was great fun.
Awesome. And can you tell us about your future of how you already do so much, and you guys you already are selling so many socks. But what are your plans for the future? Either more speaking or different types of charity.
We want to reach more people, and there are a couple ways for us to do that. One, John and I are doing more outbound, so we're doing more speaking engagements, public appearances, more podcasts. We've now done over 200 podcast interviews. You love doing the speaking engagements.
I love the speaking engagement. Dad, because you know
what?
I'm really good at speaking. I'm speaking now.
You're speaking now, aren't you? Yes. We've become keynote speakers. A really neat thing is most of our speaking engagements come from people who have heard us speak elsewhere, and then they want us to come and speak for them. So we're doing a lot of that. We have a book that will be coming out telling the story of John's Crazy Socks. But in the business, we want to grow and reach more people, which will allow us to create more jobs, raise more money for our charity partners. And we're doing that really through three main avenues. Selling direct to consumers through our website. And there we're adding more. We're developing our own line of socks. We're adding more. And we're experimenting with adding more products, things more than just socks. And then second, we start other businesses, B2B, if you will. That's mainly custom socks, but it's gift orders, it's bulk orders. That's a fast growing part of our business. And we've made custom socks for Special Olympics. We've made them for Microsoft and IBM. And we've also made them for local accountants and lawyers and weddings and birthday parties. And then the third area is we are now selling in the wholesale channel, so retail stores can carry our socks. We have more and more smaller retail stores carrying our socks, but you can also find us in 850 Kohl's stores. So those are the three areas where we're growing.
Awesome. And in addition to being on many different podcasts like this one and so many others, I believe a couple years ago you guys premiered the Spreading Happiness podcast.
We did. We do a Facebook Live show every Wednesday. We did our first full season of Spreading Happiness podcast. We're going to start that up again soon.
Awesome.
So we're looking forward to that. John likes to tell jokes.
Yeah, did you?
And on our Facebook Live show during the fall, we make our football picks. What do you say about that?
Hold your money, don't bet on picks.
Hold your money, don't bet on our picks.
I don't think you.
What? I won last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to have some things win since we're both Jet fans and they don't win.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, as I know, there's a big impact that you can make by having a podcast, and I've known that for the past 15 years. Why did you guys want to start to kind of in addition to the Facebook Live show to kind of move into having a?
It was more of a way to reach people, to tell some stories, spread a little happiness, and we tell some jokes. We banter back and forth.
Yes.
You find out what John's been up to, gives you an update on his love life.
Yeah, I know. I am 27. I'm single, and I am edible.
27, single and eligible.
Yeah.
This is the Special Chronicles show. It's not a dating app. So it was a way of reaching people where they're at, when they wanted to listen to things.
Awesome. So I know I'm subscribed to your a podcast, but for any other listeners, for all our listeners, where can they go to subscribe? I'm sure it's probably on a lot of the same platforms.
On all the platforms, yes. But you can find out everything and anything you want at our website, which is
at johnscrazysocks.com.
johnscrazysocks.com. If you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see our blog. Every Tuesday, what do you
Every
host?
Tuesday, I hold an online dance party. Every Tuesday, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. either time.
So John hosts a dance party. You can come join the dance party. You can sign up for a tour, either in person or virtual. You can see about the podcast, both our podcast and also podcasts on which we appear. You could find out about speaking engagements. We recently spoke with the keynote speakers at an event for United Cerebral Palsy in Pennsylvania. But a number of people showed up who were not part of UCP, but they heard we were going to be there and they wanted to come hear us speak. Because you're so funny.
I am funny. I have a sense of humor.
You do have a sense of humor.
Awesome. Well, I'll make sure to include links to johnscrazysocks.com and to your podcast as well, so all listeners can go and check out all the socks that you have and the podcast and speaking and all the other work that you guys are doing. Before we get to the final question, do you guys have any final thoughts on this is now your second time on this program, but any final thoughts on your overall time here today?
Well, I know you have some advice for people, but Daniel, I want to tell you, running a podcast is hard. And doing it as consistently as you, what an achievement.
It's amazing.
And you're a great interviewer. We're
Thank
so
you.
appreciative of you having us on your show.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But what an achievement to have recorded all the episodes you have.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing the impact that been able to do. Just last month, my dad and I recorded a 2-hour show looking back on the past 15 years and kind of some of the highlights. And so it's amazing the impact when people are able to hear our stories, like John's story and my story, and so many others that people are able to have a better.
Well, you've had a big impact. And to do this for 15 years, that's groundbreaking. That's awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
And
Thank
you have some general advice for people.
Yes, I do, Dad. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, work hard, and show you can do.
Show what you can do. Yeah.
Awesome.
Pretty good, buddy.
Thank you, Dad.
That's great advice. And we got one final question. And to introduce our final question, we're going to go ahead and roll a bumper.
We're not just athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising.
Peaceful protesters.
In a rebellion against anyone
Who has a fear of difference.
Difference.
Our demands are
Equality.
equality,
dignity, and the recognition of our
shared humanity.
We will not stop.
Or accept anything less.
Today, our world is
More divided than ever.
And coming together has never been more urgent.
the revolution.
is inclusion.
Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
So as you just heard in the bumper music, as you know, the inclusion revolution is a big part of Special Olympics. Showing, it's also a big part of John's Crazy Socks and even here at Special Chronicles too. So what does inclusion mean to both of you?
It means everybody is at the table, that everybody's participating. It means we recognize the strength in each of us and the stories in each of us. That's what it means to me. You know, we're always trying to show, don't tell. So we're always trying to demonstrate that inclusive hiring is good business, and it gives businesses a competitive advantage. But that means you're treating everybody with respect. You're including everybody.
Awesome. Well, that's a perfect way to, as well, is John's final words as well. Just a few reminders as we wrap up this show. For those of you just listening to the audio podcast, go check out the video and you'll see this hoodie that I'm wearing. But we also have T-shirts, coffee mugs, candles on our Disabled Voices Matter collection on our merch store. You can go to specialchronicles.com/shop. 60% of the profits will go back to Special Chronicles. So again, specialchronicles.com/shop, and you can grab a hoodie, T-shirt, coffee mug, candles, and you can go to specialchronicles.com/give now to support this podcast and keep following this podcast. New episodes drop every Monday, 6 p.m. Central Time. So every Monday we'll have a new episode. And you can subscribe to our newsletter. And thank you again, John and Mark, for coming on the Special Chronicles show.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks so much, Daniel.
We love Special Chronicles.
I love Special Chronicles.
Thank you, and I'm sure we'll get a chance to meet up again in person.
We're looking forward to it.
Awesome. So until then, everyone, have a great week, and remember, choose to include. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles Podcast. Our podcast was produced by Daniel Smrokowski on the Special Chronicles Network. Follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate, and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 500 episodes for free. Also, there's a list of our favorites, original series, award-winning columns, and blogs. And sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content delivered to your inbox. Again, specialchronicles.com. Special Chronicles is hosted by Podbean Podcast Hosting. Our live streams are powered by StreamYard. Thanks, as always, to our business manager, Adam Smrokowski, who always encourages us to never give up. I'm Daniel Smrokowski, back next week with more stories.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.